gracious me!
Don't gamble with FIFA points. Head straight to the source at u7buy.com, and if you use the code TVM at the checkout, you get yourself a discount. Link in the description. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to yet another video. Today, I'm going to take a look at a guy that is all about me, really. Normally, I'll take a look at various players, and people will argue that I try and use them to my strength as opposed to using them to the player's strength. Well, today I've decided I'm going to pick up a guy who is literally everything about how I play this game. So that's a lie, to be fair. I've moved away from the crossing meta a lot recently, and I'm scoring a lot more first-time shots. I'm trying more sort of tiki-taka stuff, really, and using a lot of La Croqueta, which unfortunately this guy Simon Tarod is how I'm going to pronounce his name, and I do apologise if I've mispronounced it, but I just can't find how to say it properly on the internet, so it is what it is. This guy is literally everything, apart from the 4-star skills, he's everything I used to look for in a striker, and I think that if I just go back to playing pretty one-dimensional, really, getting the ball down either flank, putting the ball into the box, and then just looking to get this guy on the end of it, I think he could be my man. The issue that I have really with strikers in general is that I don't tend to use them for scoring goals. And I know it sounds really stupid, but I play a 4-2-3-1 as I have him in, and I will use both wingers. So, normally I've got Ronaldo and Bale either side of my striker. My striker is normally Roberto Firmino, who isn't that bad in the air. But I use him more as he just runs around. He's more of a free roam kind of fella. And then the the Bales and the Ronaldos and such, they'll get round the outside and they'll go in for the cross, and maybe sometimes they'll get in themselves and La Croqueta through people and score that way, and be on the edge of the area for first time shots. But I very rarely use my striker for anything than just picking up scraps. More that's pretty much how I use them. So I don't know how this is going to go down. But I'm going to whack a chem style. Yeah, it's going to be a marksman. The reason I'm going to do that is because, in my opinion, he's 6'4", right? I just want to get that out of the way straight away. 6'4", 4-star, 3-star. You've seen that already. And he's medium. So I'm going to attempt to stay forward, so the work rate shouldn't be a problem. The short passing is already 97, and his vision is already 88. In my opinion, unless you want to use him as a wide cam. So, for instance, as I was saying just a second ago with Ronaldo and Bale, if you want to use him as one of those type of players that get in the box for the cross, back post header, then, of course, a different chem style is going to be needed. You're going to want to improve that crossing. Maybe an engine would be a good idea, so you can improve the crossing slightly, but you also improve the pace, acceleration, the balancing, the agility to make him feel a little bit quicker, the dribbling because you're on the wing. But for me, a marksman is what I'm going to give him. I am going to play him as a striker. He now has 87 jumping, and he's 6'4", so he literally should win every header that he is presented with. And then, of course, he's got 89 dribbling, 99 ball control, 77 agility now, as well as 95 long shots. 99 volleys, 90 penalties, and then 99 for shot power, finishing, and positioning. I want to just remind everybody, this guy is 40,000 coins, and he essentially has a 96 rated striker card. It's not the easiest of players to fit into a team, but then again, it's not the hardest either, because he is German, so you've got that going for you. There are a lot of good German cards in this game this year. The likes of Team of the Seasons, Brandt, Havertz, Royce. You've even got the Goretzka, of course, if you did that SBC. But there's plenty of others. Unfortunately, he does play in the Bundesliga too, so that's where the stick in the mud comes around. But, if you've got some icons you can help him out with, to be fair, even bringing him on as a sub is such a viable option. He's one of those really cheap super subs that I think is going to cause a problem, especially if you like to do the crossing meta, and that's pretty much where my sort of interest peaked with this card. It was, everyone was like, "Oh, have you seen that guy? He's 6'4" and he's got like 99 heading," and then instantly my ears prick up, and I'm like, "Hey, let me go check that guy out." There's quite a few cards in this game since Team of the Season came out that I think would suit the way that I play. A lot of them, unfortunately, they look good on paper, but then when you get them in game, they don't really live up to expectation. Delort was a prime example of that. That guy's stats are very, very good, and he fits the way that I play, but in game, he is absolute trash bags. So I'm kind of hoping that this guy has a little bit more to him. The stats suggest that he's going to be one of those very tall, strong, rigid players that doesn't have an awful lot of mobility. He doesn't look super slow, but at 6'4" with 77 agility, now that we have a chem style, I can't imagine he's going to have an awful lot of pace about him, but you never know. Without any further ado, though, let's get into the action. And into the clips we go, and I decided to do this off camera. I find that what I like to do when I review players is I used to just do really short reviews, so it didn't really matter too much about the gameplay because I didn't have to fit a lot of it in. It was just, talk about him for a couple of minutes of gameplay, final verdict for a minute, job done. But now that we do sort of the longer video, the more in-depth look, if you will, what I normally do is, because I play far better when I'm not recording like live reactions, because I'm focused more on talking and trying to keep people entertained than I am the actual game. So I think from now on, at least for the foreseeable future, until we can sort of get an even balance, I think what I'm going to do is do a lot more of the post-com stuff and a lot more of the pre-recorded things, because I like to be able to get to grips with the player and actually find out if I like him or not, as opposed to just jumping into live games and not really being able to play the way I want to play. So how do I find this card? I think he's one of those that falls slightly short of the mark once more. I mean, he's great on paper, and to be fair, he's got a lot of shining attributes in-game. He is very strong. You almost can't get him off the ball. His balance does let him down slightly because he's so tall with not great balance. I mean, his 74 is not bad. I mean, Ronaldo's got bad balance. People always say that to me, and I agree with that 100%. However, when this guy's job is to literally hold up the ball, his balance will be brought into contention a lot, especially when you're up against the likes of Van Dijk, Laurent Blanc, etc. I really liked him. I thought he had an awful lot to offer. In front of goal, he's very good. He's not the most clinical of strikers, which I found to be very strange with the chem style. 99 finishing, 99 composure. I thought he'd have a little bit more about him in front of goal. Saying that, though, I mean, he's not bad. I scored plenty of goals with him. I had a lot of fun with him in front of goal, on the deck, of course. In the air, though, yeah, the guy's an absolute monster. If you can get him on the ball, and I found that to be the problem, when you cross in this game, it goes to the back post almost instantly. Unless you literally put a dinked, controlled ball into the centre, and you have to be basically in the penalty area to do it, and in which case you might as well just take a shot. If you can do that, then yes, you can get him on the end of it, bang, goal, easy. However, when you cross from deep, or you do a flick up, scoop up cross, or El Tornado, whatever, it tends to go back post. So unless you are playing him as a back post player, like a 4-2-3-1 left cam, right cam or something, unless you're using him like that, unfortunately you're never going to get him on the ball. And that's what was really frustrating for me. He's there open in the penalty area, and Rivaldo is arriving back post or something, and then I launch it into him, and it's gone over him and it's gone to the guy behind. It was really, really frustrating. That annoyed me a lot, to be honest, because he has such potential that the game won't let him fulfill it because of the position that he plays. If you find a way, like I know, for instance, you play a 4-4-2 or you play a 4-1-2-1-2 and then you cross and you can get your strikers on it, then happy days. But the formation that I use, and I kind of need to use this stage of the game to get any sort of enjoyment out of it, unfortunately the ball just floats right over his head. It is so frustrating. But like I said, when he does get his head on it, it is menacing. His composure is very good, especially when in open play. His reactions are let down slightly by the agility. His frame doesn't help him, but because he has 77 agility with the chem style, his reactions don't feel as crisp and as clean as they should, but that's not because of the reactions, it's because of the mobility. That makes sense. Very, very strong. Told to stay forward. Stamina isn't an issue unless you push him out wide, in which case you are going to struggle. The jumping is more than adequate because of his height. The heading is brilliant. The passing was very solid. Nothing wrong with his passing whatsoever. Put him out wide a couple of times to get some crosses into the box. Not the best, as you would imagine. And again, his stamina lets him down if you do push him out wide. But in general, for 40,000 coins, that is a very, very good card. If you can get the ball into him as a striker and he can actually get his head on it, then the keeper's basically got no chance. They're like arrows into the back of the net. His mobility let him down for me, and I would say I don't know, that's probably the biggest thing. I think it's just mobility, because he's so tall, he doesn't have the maneuverability, and that's really what let him down for me. And the fact that the game screws him over with crosses just really irritates me. He's in the box, he's open, I cross it, it goes over him. I mean, I'm still scoring goals, you know, because back post headers are overpowered, but that is frustrating. From distance, by the way, the guy can crack them. If you can time them right from the edge of the area, you don't even need to scoop them. You can cause a lot of problems for especially shorter goalkeepers. If you've got goalkeepers under 6 foot or around 6 foot, they are still going to struggle because this guy his accuracy is ridiculous. He will put them into the top corner and they will need to stretch to get that ball. All in all, though, I was very pleased, and for 40,000 coins you could do far, far worse. I'm still waiting for basically my cheap Ibra, though. Don't know how much Ibra actually is these days, but Ibra is still the best type of player like this that you can get, and I don't think there's going to be any beating him. Unfortunately, he's not the easiest player to fit into a team, so the search continues. But if you have enjoyed this video, then do me a favour and smack that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and until the next time, goodbye.